track time to dry or whatever. So which is a bit wild. Well, I mean, who is going to risk it for a biscuit? The thing is, it depends really on what they're going to gain. So, what I mean by that is if they think it's going to be wet for other parts of the weekend, then they might want to go out and get some experience in those conditions. If, however, they don't think it's going to be wet,
connected,
you know, further down the line, then they might not see the point. It's meant to rain tomorrow, or there is, should I say, a chance of rain tomorrow. I spelt relayed wrong here, I've realised. Relay. No. Oh my god. Please. Relayed? Yeah, I'll do it. Oh god, it's very wet, guys. I just turned it on. So yeah, I think there will be a good chance of rain tomorrow. The qualifying's on at 9 o'clock tomorrow, isn't it? So I've got to pick Joe's mum and dad up from the airport at, I think it's 5:20. It's about an hour away from here. So I'll be back in time for qualifying. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 9 o'clock tomorrow and 7 o'clock Sunday. I think the Xbox thing's on at 6 o'clock on Sunday, though, so I might start the stream a little bit earlier and watch the Xbox dog before the race. Maybe. Because I think the Xbox dog's on at 6 and then the race is on at 7. So, I might combine them. I'm doing Jeff's show at 10 o'clock, Trunch. I'm going to do the game egg. No, qualifying tomorrow, 9 o'clock. Oh, you're talking local time, Spongy? Yeah, you're looking at local time, presumably. That's useful to know for the weather. No, I don't think so, Beast. They're just going to let it run, as far as I'm aware. They're just going to let it run. Oh my god, I'm so sorry for the bunged up nose dogger. I'll put the YouTube stream there as well for you, if anyone wants it. So it's, yeah, they've started, or they will be starting the session, but no one's going to be able to go out. So qualifying's going to be a mystery because, yes, there could be rain, but 60% chance is high, but it's not guaranteed, so there might not be. But we've had a wet qualifying the last 2 years, so it's a very good chance of it, isn't there? And this is a newly relayed surface, new curbs. Now it's going to be very slippy. Imagine Lance Stroll winning a race. can't imagine Lance Stroll winning in Canada. You know what was funny? People were talking about Lance Stroll, and I didn't see the question, but a question was posed to him by the press about him and Fernando Alonso, and his response was, he was like something like, this isn't verbatim, but he was something like, people are saying Fernando Alonso is a god, but the last 2 weekends I've been quicker than him. What do you think about that? It was something like that. It's like, yeah, but lads, you've been slower than him pretty much every other weekend for the past 2 years. What are you talking about? Honestly, I think Lance Stroll's quite deluded. He has been quicker than Fernando the last couple of weekends, though. That is undeniable. But the fact that he's using that as a way of, you know, suggesting that he's on Fernando's level is quite mad. Oh my fucking god. He apparently confirmed in the press conference that he'll be with Aston Martin next year as well. Again, unsurprising. His dad's not going to get rid of him, is he? Well, this is true, you know. Listen, here's the thing though, Martian. Lando Norris won Miami. Charles Leclerc won Monaco. But they're, you know, good drivers in quick cars. Lance Stroll isn't in a quick car and he's not a good driver. Oh my god, that is so much standing water down there. Bloody hell. They're having to pump it out. Jesus. I mean, they'll take a bloody lifetime to get rid of all that water. Two seconds. It's so frustrating, right, that when you have like a snotty nose, you're sneezing, you feel really bunged up, but then you go try and blow your nose and there's nothing there. Now, YouTube's always ahead of Twitch. Well, normally for me, Sponge. There's three settings on YouTube as well. There is normal latency, low latency. I run low latency, and then ultra low latency. The problem with ultra low latency is you can't run it at 1440p. I bet you they're probably streaming it on normal latency, Sponge. They probably haven't gone in and put it on low latency. I reckon. But I mean, that's a complete guess on my part. But yeah, ultra low latency is something I would use, but you have to run it in 1080p. You can't run it in 1440p and get ultra low latency, which is annoying. But there you go. What do you think, by the way, of... I made this Twitter post. I'm just going to link it. What do you think about this? Yeah, it's weird that the new regs, the wheel brows, have been removed. They made such a big deal out of the wheel brows, and now they've already removed them. Why is it that the HP logo on the Ferrari is blue on white and not just white on the red? That would look so much better. And it reminded me that HP sponsor Wrexham, and they're on the side of Wrexham's shirt, and it's just HP logo, but in white against the red, and it looks so clean. Do you think that's what it is? It's just a case of they paid more money to have it in blue, as in their actual logo. But I'm thinking, you know, on the engine cover, that HP in white could blend into that red and be really big. It'd be really cool, I think. Who do I think will take Le Mans this year? That's a very good question. I haven't seen the balance of performance. Ferrari? I'm actually not sure, to tell you the truth. There was rumours that Carlos Sainz had gone signed for Williams. He says he hasn't. But Jesus Christ. If he was waiting for a Red Bull seat or a Mercedes seat and he's ended up at Williams, that would be something, wouldn't it? Because there's no way he wants to be at Williams. No fucking way. It does smell like Williams. If I were him, I'd go to Audi. Based on what he's got left. Unless he's got an option at Mercedes, Audi. I still can't believe that. Well, yeah, the reason I say Ferrari for Le Mans is just because Ferrari seems like a solid car, Marsh, and I think ultimately, what you got now? You got Caddy. I mean, Caddy could win. Ferrari. We've got Toyota. Lambo are in this year, right? Obviously, Peugeot. BMW. I can't think of the other teams. Oh, Porsche, obviously. I honestly don't know, though. Off the top of my head, I'd have to have a look at the BOP. I don't think. It's going to be a while, I think, before they clear this bloody track. And even then, maybe people won't go out. Oh, dear me. Oh, dear me. Just this man with a massive water pump trying to get rid of all the water. No, basically, Afi, the pit lane's closed. They're using the yellow flag system as a way of seeing which parts of the track are now cleared, I think. So the pit lane's closed. No one is out on track. And then they're using the yellow flag system by a sector to see which parts have been cleared. And then, in theory, when the yellow flag's removed from all three sectors, they'll be able to go live. I think that's what they do. I tried out the new Mustang GT3 very briefly on iRacing earlier today. We might try that out next week. They've just released 2 new GT3 cars on iRacing, the Mustang and the Corvette. The Corvette was in the game as a GTE. I have to try and give iRacing a go next week. Oh, dear. It's a good cup of tea, that, though. Good cup of tea. Joe's made a really good cup of tea there. I'm a big fan. Big fan, big fan. Terrible for Jack Doohan. This was meant to be his FP1 session in the Alpine, replacing Ocon. Oh, we haven't actually spoke about Ocon. What do you what do you guys make about Ocon while we're killing some time? Supposedly it wasn't because of what happened at Monaco, but lots of people defending Ocon and saying he's not that bad and blah blah blah. Personally, I think he's been a really aggressive, unfriendly driver for a lot of years, to be honest. Do you see some of the moves he made on Alonso? It was fucking horrible. I put him in the wall numerous times. Like, I'm not a fan of Ocon personally. I don't like him. I just don't like his smugness. I don't like his. I just not a fan of him. I've just not adhered to him. And so yeah, it's possible that what he did at Monaco didn't help. As I understand it, they had an agreement in the team that they weren't going to try and pass each other or send it at the beginning of the race, obviously, to work together. And he's ignored that. Now, it's possible that they were already thinking or had discussions about him, and maybe that's what in the back of his head he's like, fuck these guys, you know? I'm going to do it anyway. It's hard to say, isn't it? Let's play Gilles Villeneuve. I've got another topic of conversation for you as well. I've got another topic of conversation. And I've agreed with a lot of what people have said online about this. So, for this weekend, let me find out what it's called. It's called... So, the very first turn in Canada is called... I think it's called Virage. Is it Virage Senna? Yeah, it's basically like the Senna turn. Alright. And it's been painted in the Senna colours this weekend. So yellow and green. And some people online are saying this... It's one thing to talk about Senna and drivers who are no longer with us, but some people believe there is an unhealthy obsession with Senna. Like all of these, you know, like tracks doing these homages to Senna and helmets just constantly. People are like, it needs to stop at some point. And I understand both sides of this. I do think it's a bit much. It's a bit much. It's Canada. It's not even like it's his home country, home circuit. That corner is called the Senna corner, by the way. But it's just... I agree with what some people have said. It's a bit weird and a bit too much now. How he's revered so much and all these circuits. It feels like it's circuits and it's people doing it for publicity more than anything else. It's a bit too much. Yeah, it's a bit culty now. Like, it's a bit too much. Yeah, but not 30 years later, Tilbo. I'm not saying we shouldn't talk about him either. I'm not trying to lessen Ayrton Senna, but it's just... It's too much to constantly be going back and going, oh, we're honouring Senna this year again, and we're honouring... It's too much, I think. That's my, that's my opinion. I just think recently, obviously it's the 30-year anniversary. Recently, I just think it's too much. I think there's too much standing water. There's way too much standing water on the track. I'm not even sure this session will go ahead. He wasn't the only death in Formula One, no. You know, are you familiar with the driver Roland Ratzenberger? If you are, the only reason you're familiar with him is because he died, I believe, the same day as Senna. No, he died at the same race. Now, it was the same weekend, sorry. But what I meant is the same race weekend. But I guarantee you wouldn't really, I don't mean this offensive, you wouldn't really be remembering that if it wasn't for the fact that that same weekend Ayrton Senna died. And that's sad, because he deserves to be remembered as well, but his name gets brought up because it happened at the same weekend as Ayrton Senna. It's, listen, I personally find the obsessions with individuals and things too much anyway. That's just something that I find it weird when, someone likes bloody, I don't know, a music artist, and they simply can't control themselves, and they have to go and be at every concert and collect every collectible. I don't understand that. It's for some people, but people are obsessed with other individuals in life. Like, they just put them on such a high pedestal that there's nothing that will stop them from. You've got people that follow Lewis Hamilton die hard are fucking weird, right? Twitter, Formula One Twitter, just consists of people trying to big up Lewis Hamilton, and the same for Max Verstappen fans, and they're all just trying to go against each other, right? So they're going, oh, you remember that time Lewis Hamilton did this? Oh my God, he's so good. And then they'll be like, oh, Max couldn't do this in this car. That's all they do all the time. That's their life. It's pathetic. It's unbelievable. It's just bizarre. No, just to be clear, there's nothing wrong with being starstruck, and being, oh my God, it's X person, or, I've watched you since you were, I love you, I love your races, love your music. That's one thing. And I'm not even criticizing people, I'm just saying I find it weird when people are so obsessive about someone they don't even know. It's something I can't comprehend. I'm not saying it's wrong, I suppose. I'm just saying my brain can't comprehend it, and therefore I can't understand it. Because I can't understand how someone could be so obsessive over, a celebrity or someone that they don't know. So that's, I suppose, what I'm getting at in a roundabout way. Like, the people that support Lewis and Max and Lando, all of this, they're all weird, man. they're all weird. They're just obsessively odd. Like, you can't, they don't listen to reason. They can't be objective about anything. They will basically ride or die for that one person that they support, and that's that. Any other logic goes out the window. Bonkers. Honestly, there's some of you might know him. There's a YouTuber that plays games that is a die-hard Lewis Hamilton fan, and I always see him just going out of his way posting stuff on Twitter about Lewis. Just like he'll get in on everything. Maybe some of you will. I'm not going to say who it is, but maybe some of you will know who I mean. It's fucking weird. And listen, I'll defend Lewis and Abu Dhabi 21 because it was fucking outrageous. But some people like just go out of their way to just, they're not objective. They're just not objective at all, and it's fucking odd. Anyway, let's move on to happier times. What time is it? 7. I could take some more. Antibiotics. Yay! I'm going to be a healthy boy. I'm going to be a healthy boy. Where's my fucking water? What's that? Oh, I don't know if you can see it. Can you see my ear? Looking a bit better actually. I've had like a really bad infection in my ear. Don't know what's caused it. It was cut. It could be a bite. But anyway, a couple days ago, it was like red raw. It was painful to touch. It was like all over here. I couldn't touch anywhere around my ear. It was just throbbing, warm. Anyway, long story short, I went to the pharmacy and they've given me some antibiotics for it. Wait, they've not sent you your pizza. They've just sent garlic bread. Well, I guess someone's getting a free garlic bread. I don't know if I'm sure I told you this story. After this was first couple of weeks in January, right? We get a knock at the door. It's a guy delivering 2 pizzas. I was like, "Sorry, mate, we haven't ordered a pizza." And he's like, "Oh, is the address right?" And I looked at it. I said, "Yeah, that is our address." But I said, "We haven't ordered that." And he went to walk back. Actually, I think we closed the door. And he came back. And he was asking us. I said, "We haven't ordered it." And Joe said, "Oh wait, was it your mate?" And basically, New Year's Eve, we'd had some friends round, and one of them had ordered a pizza to the house. They've then ordered a pizza a couple of weeks later, forgot to change the address. It's come to our house instead. I think they've re-delivered it. Like, But yeah. No. I won't take pizza if it comes to the house. I'm not going to take it. Lewis Hamilton's out on track, by the way. I'll just tell him it's not for me. I'm not that guy. I told him, like, and they took it back. Yeah, Lewis's out. It's very, very wet, isn't it? 300 miles away. Oh, yeah, that's not getting redelivered, is it? That's got to go... Well, it's meant to be raining tomorrow as well, Wilco. Supposedly Sunday will likely be dry for the race. There is a chance that it could rain on Sunday, but... Oh, sorry. Oh, I just can't stop it, guys. I'm sorry. Between this cold and this ear infection, I've been a little bit out of it this week. Yeah, and it's very, very wet. Oh my god. It might have changed, Wilco. There was rain forecast, but it was going to be a lower amount. Everyone that I'd seen suggested that it likely wouldn't be wet for the race, but, you know, obviously it could change. They weren't predicting hailstone either, and look what we've got, so... Yeah, it might still be wet. Yeah, I'm not quite sure why they haven't gone out on wet tyres. It feels like it should have been wet tyres. Basically, if they need wet tyres... Oh, actually, no, Bottas is on the wets. Yeah, Bottas is saying they can do inters, though. Hmm. It is meant to be better, though. Yeah, the Sauber... It was meant to be fixed, though, but obviously it's not. I just got the Lewis on board up at the minute. I just want to see what the track's actually like. He's still struggling to get it turned through turn 1, 2. They're just so slow. He's boxing it anyway. Listen, I don't love the livery. You know? Yeah, wet free practice isn't really the, it's not the one, is it? To be honest, I thought that they weren't going to go ahead with it, but here we are. Here we are. Lewis is still using the old front wing, actually. I just realised he's not using the new one. Maybe they decided under wet conditions just to put the old one on. Oh, yeah, Ted's just talking about it now. Yeah. Piastri's out there on the wet. He's basically like, yeah, there's loads of fucking grip, mate. All the grip. He's like, yeah, let's grip. He's pitted. I like the look of this McLaren. They've got new sponsors on it again. You got Workday down the side in Canada, and another one on the tip of the side pod as well. Yellow flag. I don't actually have the tracker up at the minute. Oh, it's a. Oh, Guan Yu Zhou's hit the wall. Yeah, Guan Yu Zhou's hit the wall. Ruined. Moment. It looks like a. I mean, fucking red flag as well. It looked like a fairly light tap because there's no damage to the front wing that I can. Oh no, maybe the front wing is damaged. I can't really tell. No, I don't think the front wing's damaged. I think it's just wheel to wall. Oh, the wall of champs, is it? No, that's not it. Eek. Turn 5. He lost it on a wet patch. Corrected. Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's just wall to wheel to wall. Well, I tell you what. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, he's just like, yeah, I lost a little bit the car. I think you, I think you lost a lot. You could say 40% off on Just Eat tonight. What are you talking about? Is that across the board? Don't tell me. And yeah, Ocon isn't in the car for this session because Doohan's in. Ocon's missed out on absolutely nothing. $40% off across the board on Just Eat. Oh no, I can't. Gotta eat better. Only 3 cars have done times. Verstappen, Hamilton, and Bottas. Both McLarens have been out there, but they've both pitted without actually finishing their laps. Zhou Guan Yu, he was out there doing a lap, guys, and well, he finished his lap in the wall. So, yeah. Yeah, just had curry 2 days running. I don't understand. I've seen that on there a few times, where the double chicken bucket, and then it's like, it doesn't feel like it's a double chicken bucket. I love KFC wings. I love KFC hot wings. I could have them all day. Bloody love them. There's a couple of places round here. I don't know if this is the same for you guys. You go. I say me and Joe don't really order off Just Eat that much anymore. But the other day we had we did get one. What happens is you go, oh, let's order from here. We're working out what to have, putting it together, and by the time I've clicked like through to pay, it fails, and then it says, yeah, this restaurant's not taking orders anymore. There's places around here that seemingly take themselves off Just Eat every now and again when they get too busy, I guess. And so you're going through, and it was open when you started going through, and then, oh yeah, that sounds nice. Boop, 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 boop. Sorry, this place is closed now. Are you having a laugh? That triggers me. I've not had the ghost restaurant thing though, Wilco. Well, not around here anyway. Hmm. It is 7 o'clock UK time, Bunny, on Sunday, the race. Let's see what's going on with Max Verstappen on the Inters. I really do hate that engine cover on the Red Bull. It just looks horrible. That car doesn't look as sleek as it did last year. I mean, who cares as long as it's quick, mind you. It was the same sort of bulbous engine cover that we had on the Mercedes last year. And, you know, we see it on other cars as well. Imagine basically being there, kitted out, ready to go. But like Jack do it, and then you don't even get to go out. Ruined. Oh my god. I just can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Hmm. He does look like he's going out. So maybe he will go out once more. Track still looks very wet in places, though, doesn't it? They're going a lot quicker. You know, they are going quicker every lap, but... Oh, Hamilton's in the way there on Charles Leclerc's lap, surely. He had loads of time to move out of the way there as well. Evening, Juice. Good lap this from Charles Leclerc. It's such a dry line down that back straight now. Hmm. Hey, Mike. I think oh, yellow flag sector 2. That's green now. Yeah. The Perez thing's really interesting to me because Red Bull have been so savage with all of their drivers. You think Albon, who went to Red Bull, you think Gasly, who went to Red Bull, you think all of the people that have come and gone through the years, Toro Rosso and the rest of it. It's bizarre to me that they've decided to keep Sergio Perez until Helmut Marko came out with something the other day, unrelated to Perez resigning, but he was talking about how much Perez merch they sell in America, and they're like, it's way more than they sell for Verstappen. Obviously, Mexico and and those those American countries. So I do think it has just been a decision based on, yeah, okay, he's not doing that great, but we are making a decent amount of money off other things, so let's just keep him. But ultimately, if McLaren and Ferrari are getting closer to Red Bull, they need someone else that can be that good second number 2, good second driver to Max to maximize the points. And I don't think Sergio Perez is it. So if it's a close season next season, well, and for the rest of this season, with Ferrari, Red Bull, McLaren, we'll see if that decision is going to pay off. It certainly looks like it's going to be a wet weekend at the minute. Exactly how wet for qualifying in the race? Well, that's going to be... yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. Ultimately, let's be honest, Perez isn't in that seat. This is going to sound really harsh. He's not in that seat because they expect him to be winning races, is he? So, but the problem is, like last season, he was all over the place. He was getting knocked out in Q1, all sorts. Now, he had a good start to this season, but then Imola, Monaco, he's gone backwards again. So, let's just see what happens. I mean, for him, I suppose it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter what happens. He's got his contract now, so it is what it is. So, well, that's a good question. I mean, who is going to be the Merc driver? My gut instinct tells me it's going to be Kimi Antonelli. I think they're going to take a chance and put Kimi Antonelli in the car. The other option, if they put Esteban Ocon in that Mercedes, they are an unserious team. I'll tell you that. If Esteban Ocon goes to Mercedes, that would be a terrible decision for me. I think having Ocon and Russell, yeah, I just don't know. Who's your other option? I mean, Kimi's the young gun. You put him next to George Russell, but what's your other option? You've got Ocon and Sainz, really, your two other best options. I don't think I underrate Ocon. He's got speed. I don't doubt that. I just think he's a massive prick. I think he causes problems. And I think Ocon and Russell could be spicy. But I'm not sure it would be good for Mercedes. Max is a massive prick, yeah. The difference is, Max has the speed to back up him being a prick. I don't think Ocon does. I don't think Ocon's slow by any stretch of the imagination, but I don't think he has the speed to match up his country. Whereas Max does. And I don't actually think Max is as much of a prick as he used to be. I think he was young and he was a lot more of a prick in years gone by. You know, he's still got that competitive anger, you know, and frustration. Sure. But so yeah, we'll see. Do you think Ocon would be quicker than George Russell in the same car? Do you think if they put Ocon and Russell next to each other, do you think Ocon would be quicker than Russell? Really? I mean, I'm not saying he wouldn't be. I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he'd be quicker than Russell. Is that because you think Ocon's really good, or because you think Russell's really bad? Yeah, Lando's just closing his eyes. Don't blame him. Um, you see, I don't necessarily mind someone being cocky because at the end of the day, these drivers are all the best of the best. They have to believe that they're the best. So I don't really mind someone being cocky necessarily. There is obviously a certain level to it. Too much can be obviously a bad thing, but he was evenly matched with Alonso, but I could be misremembering. But Alonso also had some bad luck. I mean, someone would need to get me the stats side by side, and then I could look at them. But I don't disagree with you. He was quite evenly matched on the stats with Alonso, I think. Hold on. I'm just scrubbed my mouse all over that. Pressing all sorts of buttons. Well, the helmets. They do change the helmets too much, though, don't they? Oh, hold on. I've opened it up in the wrong window. what we saying here about this? Actually, why has it done that? So Ocon scored more points. Is this across their entire... How many seasons? Was it only one season they were together? Race results they drew. Qualifying was Alonso. Fastest laps were Alonso. Best result was Ocon. No, no, that's fine. That's fine. I knew what it was when I clicked it. It was just I loaded it up on the wrong window. Yeah. Very close, though, wasn't it? It was very close, you're right. Charles Leclerc's out on the softs. Yeah. It was intentional crashing, though, but yeah. Well, he wasn't there, though, was it? Presumably a stunt lad. Well, it was. I think it was crashed by remote control. Actually, I think I read, or something. Which is mad, actually. Just the full robo car. It's bonkers, isn't it? But yeah, I did see the picture of it. It's kind of cool, though. I mean, this track has dried very quickly, isn't it? If you think about where we were at the start of this session, how wet the track was. Yeah, it's still wet in parts, but they're on, slick tyres, and there is a very dry line. The middle sector is still very, very slippery. I don't know. I'm interested to watch it, see what it's like. I'll watch it. People aren't going to the cinema. That's the problem. You look at the latest Mad Max film, Furiosa, or whatever it was called. Supposedly, fucking great movie, but it's not even broke even at the box office yet because just not enough people are going to watch it. But for all intents and purposes, it's a very good movie. I haven't seen it. But people just aren't going to watch it. But the budget on it wasn't mental for like a film like that. It was like 100 and something million. I mean, while that is an absurd amount of money, it's pretty standard for a big film like that. The problem isn't necessarily the budget. It's that the same amount of people aren't going to the cinema. Most people, if you're like, just from what everyone said here, most people aren't willing to pay the price to go to the cinema. They'd rather just watch it at home. The problem is that we now have availability to watch all the latest films a couple of months at home. We can watch them at home. I didn't go to the cinema to watch Dune 2, but I did. We did buy it at home because I really wanted to watch it. So, and if you don't want to pay, it'll come to fucking Sky, Netflix, Amazon, or whatever, you know, after the fact. And so people aren't going to the cinema. It's expensive to go to the cinema, so people just aren't going anymore. And that's the way it is. So budgets are extreme for movies, but they're not getting the people through the door either. Fucking Haas on the fucking racing line there. What the fuck's that Haas doing? Oh, Bottas has stopped out on track. I think he's got going again. Yeah, especially also, we're getting to a point, guys, where films are long. For me, I don't know if it's just because I'm getting old. Like Dune, for example. Loved Dune. I honestly didn't want it to end. But I love the fact that we can watch it for an hour, hour and a half, pause, go to the bathroom, go make a cup of tea, whatever, come back, and just enjoy it. Whereas 3-hour film, 2.5, 3-hour films, there was a film, what was it? It was like 3.5 hours or something. You know, it's not great, is it? So watching it at home, it's just a bit more comfortable, isn't it? For a lot of people. Norris goes P1 there. Well, it sounds mad, right? But when I was in school and we would go and watch films, we went to something called the Hippodrome. And halfway through, there would be a break. Halfway through, there would be a break, and you would get ice creams and all this stuff, and then the film would carry on again. And films weren't even as long as they are now, so that was probably after only an hour or something. But yeah. That was literally an hour. Films have almost doubled in length now. Yeah, 45 minutes. Oh, 45 minutes. Ooh, need an ice cream now. So you watched Oppenheimer in 2 days. I haven't gone that far, but I mean that is extreme. Fucking hell. That is extreme. Right, there we go. Hold on. If you are watching on YouTube, thank you very much for joining me. We're going to carry on over on Twitch. I'll be back tomorrow for qualifying. Goodbye, YouTube. Bye. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed Oppenheimer.